Hello there. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sonia. This is Sonia with an I, and today we're going to be going through my 2023 book journal. As you can see, she's been through it. My fella bought this for me for Christmas last year, and I really wanted to use it, and I really loved it, but the lighter color really kind of created a lot of mess. But you know, I'm either going to cover it in an acrylic paint, or I might just say, you know what, it's reflective of the artistic journey that I was on. So let's go to the next page. Okay, this is Ottergami is the brand of this book. I believe he got it from Amazon. And this is a wonderful piece of artwork by the artist that also did this piece of artwork. Her name is Miragana Suli. I found her on YouTube, and she's pretty incredible. So, 2023 book journal. Here were my book goals. I set a goal for 49 books, and I, as you can see, way surpassed that. I even ran out of room on my bookshelf. So, I have kind of plans maybe to do another bookshelf, but I'm running a little bit behind, so we shall see. Here are all my series tracker, and how many I've read in each series, which I don't think that's caught up. Here is my USA map. I'm reading cozies from all over the United States, and I keep track of the cozy over here on the side, and then I put a sticker down for when I read one from that state. And this is just, I always give myself a couple of blank pages just in case. So, in January, I read 17 books, and my favorite book in January was Legends of Lattes by Travis Baldree. And here's just some of the artwork. I had a big Jen McKinley month, or a big Jen McKinley year. I actually read the entire series this year, from like January to March. I started realizing I was not going to have enough paper, so I started summing them up in a smaller way. I don't want to go too fast, but I don't want to. There we go. As I said, I like to kind of keep a little extra page there in case I wanted to do a note or whatnot. And here's February. I read 5 books in February, and The Plot and the Pendulum was my favorite book that I read that month. I often get asked what I use for decoration and whatnot. I use a variety of stickers, paper, scrapbooking paper, ephemera, rubber stamps, washi tape, just a little bit of everything. I am pretty picky about my pens that I write with. I do use the Micron pens, the Statler Micron pens. I also use only water-based markers, like Tombow water-based markers, because I've tried to use ink-based markers when I'm decorating, like when I'm doing things like this, and it bleeds through the paper. So in April, I read 12 books, and my favorite was Theater Nights or Murder by Libby Klein. I kind of have a collaging type style. It's what I enjoy the most when I'm creating these. I really love putting, like, you know, pages of old books with multiple types of stickers and washi tape and stamps, and just throwing a little bit of everything. It's kind of my uniform, honestly. Here, the main character's name is Poppy, so I drew poppies, and that was my page. I often get asked, do my pages have to have a theme? No, it is whatever I feel like putting with it. Now, sometimes I will put a little Easter egg in them, and if it's something like this, kind of mimics the cover of this book, Deadly Guardian by Deborah Sprinkle. It had kind of this little sunset, so I put that in there. And of course, you know, this is the Beatrix Potter's Mysteries. So I had some Beatrix Potter books and I used some of the pages out of that. This is about Julia Child. So I drew her badge that she wears in her cooking school. This is probably one of my favorites because I absolutely love Frog and Toad, but I had an old Frog and Toad book from my classroom that was starting to fall apart, and I just picked the pictures out and cut them out. I read 11 books there. It looks like my favorite was Wayward. I really love these pages. These girls look like they're having so much fun. I was kind of in, you know, my uniform, washi, ephemera, stickers. That's kind of the way I roll there. I had the wonderful pleasure of meeting Vivian Chen in October last year, and she kindly signed my book journal. This is one of my favorite pages. In July, I read 9 books, and my favorite was Clue Crew by Jana de Leon, which is part of the Misfortune series, one of my favorites. Sometimes I draw my own things. I don't consider myself an artist, but I do artistic things. So I get asked about the lettering. The lettering is hand lettered. I do that. I will take things from old books, like the Babysitter's Club here. This book was falling apart, so I cut this out to add it to the book. These pictures were taken from an old yearbook from 1947 that was falling apart. I found it at a thrift store, and it just really made great ephemera and artwork. And it looks like I read 19 books. See, I made a mistake there, but I fixed it. 19 books, and my favorite was Fortune Teller by Jana de Leon. I was having a Jana de Leon moment. I need to add a black cat to this one because I always add a little black cat for Merlin in the series. This was my Brie Baker moment. The Seaside Cafe, I put the whole thing on one page because I wanted to do a sunset. And this is the only bird that I had. This is a pelican. I wanted a seagull for one of the characters, for Lou, the seagull. September. This was the last page I did in the book because I was being so picky about it. I wanted something that was my favorite because September is my birthday month. So I did a Kiki's Delivery Service theme. I read 9 books in September, and Cheddar Off Dead by Karina Moss was listed as my favorite. Here's where I picked some of the themes. Like this had a game board theme. This was a magical theme. You know, Nancy Drew talks about going shopping. So I do try to this is in the fall, I do try to pick a theme a little bit, but sometimes it's just whatever I decide to do. Like this one was in Halloween, so I created that in Beatrix Potter, and Karina Moss so kindly signed my book here. It was one of the most exciting times to get to meet authors who write books that you love, and they sign something that you created yourself. It's just amazing. Here's October. In October, I read 13 books. My favorite was A Trip with Trouble, Diane Kelly. Here's Meet Your Baker. Ellie Alexander was supposed to be at the Cozy Con that I went to, and she was sick and couldn't make it. That's why I left this space here for her to sign, but that's okay. Maybe someday I'll meet her. And then Karina Moss already signed there, so I had a little bit of space here, but that's okay. Maybe when I see her again. Here, Diane Kelly signed this. I had the pleasure of meeting her as well. She's a very nice lady, and I love her books. Kind of went into a witchy vibe here. Like I said, I really tried to do a little bit of a theme. Like this was Jar of Hearts, Phantom Pond. I drew the pond here. This is the Ellie Alexander Big Shot Mysteries, and she talks about there's striped wallpaper or something in it, and that's kind of where I went with that. And then November, when I was working on this, it was I did this title page. I always do my title pages last because I need to know what books that I read and how I rated them. And I don't know, I kind of want a vibe. So I was working on this when everyone was talking about doing retro romance in February, and found an old Harlequin book that was just falling apart, and I loved this picture and thought, oh wow, that looks so fall. So my favorite book I read in November was Stalking Around the Christmas Tree by Jacqueline Frost, and I read 10 books. This is a combination of an old book, stamps, stickers, and just Tombow watercolor based paint. And there are some of my getting into the Christmas pages. There's Jethro from A Salted Caramel. That sticker was perfect for him. More yearbook pictures. It was all in the winter time, which I just thought was fun. And December, I read 6 books, and my favorite was Snow Place for Murder by Diane Kelly. I've found this vintage 1960s mid-century Christmas card and just was in love with it, so I just kind of designed the page around it. And here are the books from December. And that is the end of my book. 146 books. And as I said, just means she was well loved. 146 books read, and off to start my new 2024 book. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please comment below with a book or a leaf. I appreciate your support. Remember, it is free. If you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I hope to see you soon. Goodbye now.